On your mark, get set. Let's go.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up?
Montana looking, throwing in the end zone. Caught it! Dwight!
Palmero over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws, out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
And that'll do it. It's over. The Golden State Warriors return to a familiar place. They're on top of the NBA world.
We're down to 2, now to 1. Here's Jordan. Yes! It's all over. The Chicago Bulls.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Hey, this promises to be fun.
Oh, yeah! Yeah, baby! Victory Monday! And boy, we got a lot to talk about. Good morning. Welcome to the Manic Monday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Boy, we got a lot to get to. Cole Johnson will be along here in just a second. Already got folks tuning in. Sick Diggy from Norway says, good morning, everybody. A Pizzle, you did a fabulous job on your play-by-play stream last evening, my friend. He drops by and says, good morning. We're going to get right to it. Did anybody see what happened in Buffalo yesterday? Anybody see that? Or was I the only one that imagined that crazy ending happening? And while I do this, let me greet the folks listening via the SDM Sports Radio Network in the region, across the nation, around the world. We welcome you. What the heck? Hey, Buffalo, I got a question for you. What the hell was that? What the hell was that? Game of the year, easy. Game of the year. Let's do some highlights. And if y'all can't hear the highlights, please let me know. These are courtesy of KFAN. Justin Jefferson got the scoring started.
3rd and 3 from the Bills, 22 scoreless. Thielen in motion to the right of Cousins. Buffalo rushes 4. Kirk fade, end zone, and it is caught. Touchdown! He's JJ! And the Minnesota Vikings have taken a 6-0 lead.
Became 7-0. Then the Bills scored 17 unanswered points, and it went back and forth from there. Of course, the voice you hear is the legendary Paul Allen in his, I want to say his 19th season as the voice of the Vikings. No, I take that back. In his 23rd season as the voice of the Minnesota Vikings. Well, it got to 27-17. The Vikings were desperate, and then Ham responds.
Thielen in motion. They fake the jet. Give it to CJ, and he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Vikings! That is CJ Ham's first rushing touchdown since 2017 against the Steelers. And looky here, 27-23 Buffalo.
Well, then all I can say is it was 27-23. The Vikings got the ball back, drove to the 1-yard line, had an offside called against Buffalo. They get another chance for the one. They get snuffed. I walked away at this point because it was 27-23. The Bills had the ball. And then this happened.
Here it is. First down from the goal stripe for the Bills. Josh Allen puts Gabe Davis in motion, and Davis is behind Allen, and he tried to push him. He didn't get out of there. He didn't get out. He did not get out. That's a safety. Give it to us. Give us the safety.
Look at what's taking so long.
Oh, the ball came out.
Down.
Yes, the Vikings.
Kidding me?
The Vikings are going to win.
Are you kidding me?
Yes, drop that ball, Josh Allen.
That ball came loose.
Holy cow.
I got much more to say about one Josh Allen. I will do that a little later. 30-27 was the score. Bills came down and tied it at 30. And the Vikings went ahead in overtime.
Snaps by Joseph. Yes! Vikes lead 33-30. 33-30.
And the Bills got the ball back. They were driving what was supposed to be the walk-off win. And as I've said often on this program in the course of 9 years, and then this happened.
Allen back to pass in the pocket to the end zone. Yes! It is intercepted by Patrick Peterson! And he slides down! And the Minnesota Vikings are 8-1!
How the hell do you explain that? How the hell do you explain that? That is the craziest ending. And I've watched football some 4 decades. I've seen my share of crazy endings happen for my team and against my team. I've seen crazy endings, period. I have never seen that. I can honestly say I have never, ever in life have seen an ending like that. The Vikings are 8-1. The Bills have some problems to solve, and they better solve them quick or they will not be the top seed in the AFC. That now belongs to the Kansas City Chiefs. And while I'm thinking about it, let's incorporate something. Let's go to the NFL scoreboard and give you our scoreboard. Our I can't even talk this morning. I apologize, folks. Let's give you our scoreboard from around the NFL, beginning with Thursday night. It was Carolina 25, Atlanta 15. The Indianapolis Colts pick up a much-needed victory, 25-20 over the Raiders. Detroit 31 and the Bears 30. I'll talk about that in a minute. Sunday Night Football saw the 49ers beat the Chargers. That final was 22-16. Tampa Bay over Seattle, 21-16. The 49ers are only a half game out of first place in the NFC West. It was Kansas City 27, Jacksonville 17, Miami 39, Cleveland 17. It's Cleveland. Why are you surprised? Giants over Houston 24-16. Pittsburgh doubles the Saints 20-10. I can't explain that one. I just can't. Tennessee over Denver 17-10. Green Bay has no problem against Dallas. They win in overtime 31-28, even though Dallas led that game. And it was Arizona over the Rams 27-17. Tonight, it's the Eagles and Washington on Monday Night Football. It was a great game in Germany, but the game of the year was in Buffalo. Josh Allen, and I'm going to talk about this a little later. You know the problem I have with quarterbacks like Josh Allen and Justin Fields and Lamar Jackson and others? Beating a dead horse here, but they run too much. They run too much. Tom Brady is the GOAT. No, he's not. Here, let me mess with Rod here for a moment. And good morning to you, Rod. Rod, let me explain something to you right now. This is a quick take. Tom Brady is not, repeat, not the greatest quarterback of all time. And I know I'm going to make Rod angry when I say the greatest quarterback of all time wore 16, not 12. Everything Tom Brady has accomplished, including multiple Super Bowl MVPs, at least 3 of them, Mr. Montana did first. Let me say that again for you Bradyites, including Rod West, who's a very dear friend. I just love picking on him about this, but listen again. Everything. And Drew Willingham is the GOAT. I'm sorry, but it's time to acknowledge it. No, it's not. Because Brady's not the greatest. End of story. Tom Brady is not the greatest quarterback of all time. The greatest quarterback of all time, once again, wore 16, not 12. Everything Tom Brady has accomplished as a result of Joe Montana doing it first. Period. Okay, let me say that again. Only thing Tom Brady has on Montana, two things, health and longevity. That's all. Guarantee you, if Montana played 20 years in the NFL, he would have records Tom Brady wouldn't even try to touch. Therefore, in my opinion, the greatest quarterback wore 16, not 12. Because everything Tom Brady wants to do, Mr. Montana did first. You can say what you want about the Super Bowl wins and everything like that, but I will argue three things that make Montana the greatest quarterback of all time. Number one, he has never thrown a Super Bowl interception. Number two, he has never lost in a Super Bowl. And thirdly, and most importantly, who was the first to win Super Bowl MVP 3 times? That's right. And thank you, Andrew, for this answer, Mr. Joe Montana. And to Drew Willingham, and I get to pick on Drew later. We do Snowman in the Morning Plus at 105. So to Drew Willingham and to Rod West and all the other Bradyites I know, and I know Drew's not a fan of Brady. He's been trying to get me to acknowledge that Brady is the greatest. No, Brady is not the greatest. Montana is. Because everything Brady has tried to do and tried to claim, Mr. Montana did first. How do you like them apples? Now that I'm all off target and now that we're off the rails, let's take a break. And when we come back, more stuff. I will tell you why and explain to you why Jimmy G and the 49ers are the most dangerous team in the NFC. And not just because of what you saw last night either. Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson, back in a flash.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Have you had a chance to visit the brand new Snowman in the Morning shop yet? You haven't? Then what are you waiting for? Go to our new web address, snowmaninthemorning.com/shop. That's snowmaninthemorning.com/shop, where you can shop for all kinds of items like a coffee mug, a t-shirt, a sweatshirt, a book bag, and everything else that you need to have the same outfits and the same gear that the crew has. And with each purchase, you will be helping the Snow Strong initiative. We got a lot to do in a short time to get there. Go to snowmaninthemorning.com/shop and get the same stuff that the crew has. And when you do that, tell them Snowman sent you. Thanks. Poppy J.
If it wasn't consensual, you gotta protect the parties. You gotta be cautious. But this is 2 consensual adults. There's nothing to protect.
Wise El Jefe.
Could that be? Could it be that? Could it be that he's not getting the box all the time? He's not getting that slobber knocker.
BS3 Network proudly presents the crew from the New York boroughs who never wants that smoke. Nah, they want that fire. Poppy J and Wise El Jefe, Fridays at 10 p.m. Central. Check your local listings for your viewing and listening pleasure. This is a BS3 Network presentation. Politics.
They'll write the law, but they'll enforce it differently. Is that going to apply both ways?
Religion.
God never said that we can't reason together. Matter of fact, he said, let us sit and reason together.
Relationship.
I believe that everybody wants and needs somebody.
From a man's perspective.
They say, girls, if I put some polish on that and get him to buy some different clothes, girl, he could be a winner chicken dinner.
Join the thought engineer.
There's nothing wrong with me developing my piece and you developing your piece, but understand the goal is to come together.
And comedian John Yogi.
Negro, I don't need you putting on no chapstick up there in the pulpit. You do that over there in your chair.
Get ready for
Let's Talk Monday.
Live every Monday at 7 p.m. Central.
course, Steph Curry.
Tim Anderson, Yordan Alvarez. And it's caught! Debo Samuel with the catch.
Michael Jordan can sense it.
The Fro just got the king.
BS3 Network.
The hottest of hot takes. The coldest of cold hard facts. This is Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. Weekdays at 8 a.m. Eastern. Check your local listings for your viewing and listening pleasure.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Official SIT Morn is the ID that you need, my beautiful Dr. K. Official SIT Morn is the ID that you need. And now I get to introduce him, that man in charge of Goal Sports with a Z. Is now here with us on this Monday morning. I brought a big smile to his face. What's going on, partner?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm great. Victory Monday twice over in my household. I'm good.
Well, congrats to the Colts and
now,
just had that getting his first NFL victory.
Now, I asked this at the top of the show, and I want to get your quick opinion before I go in on some haters and quiet the chip and the chap. That's directed toward Northern California. What the hell happened in Buffalo yesterday?
All right, here's what happened in Buffalo. So the team known as the Bills, they had a 24-10 lead at one stretch, and they had a 27-17 lead. And they decided to still pass the ball. And along with it, when they did decide to run, most of the runs were pretty much with number 17 doing the running. And I get that sometimes he puts a charge into the team, into the crowd, especially if they're playing in Orchard Park, New York. And I get that he gets a thrill out of Bills Meat Mafia. I get that. But you cannot put this guy in harm's way. And then when the Bills actually have a defensive stand where the game should have been lock, stock, barrel, sealed, and over.
Should have been over.
And you will touch on this in the second hour.
Damn
simple center to quarterback exchange proved to be the undoing, and that ushered in the third loss for the Bills. Now, yes, I know the Bills went downfield and they kicked the game time field goal and sent it overtime, but it precipitated the field goal that the Vikings made and the INT that Allen threw in near the Vikings end zone. Actually, it's at the Vikings 2
in the winning area,
in the winning moments of overtime. But if you had that simple simple center to quarterback exchange, we wouldn't be talking about the Bills now being in third place in the AFC East. We'll be talking about them being 7-2, and we would be talking about the Vikings being the fraudulent team that they are under Kirk Cousins, and they still are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they are.
That victory was not Kirk Cousins.
No, not a chance. That victory was all defense.
The defense.
That was
stepped
Vikings.
up.
That was Vikings defense.
The Vikings defense stepped up huge and big late.
Because had they not, we would still be. Well, hell, we're still saying Kirk Cousins is a fraud, and the Vikings are frauds.
Oh no! I don't like it, and I don't trust him.
Okay, let me borrow something from Ren and Stimpy for that comment. Oh, sorry, I don't like it. Period. Anybody remembers Ren and Stimpy remembers that's Mr. Horse's line. Now, give me my take. I got something to say.
Oh Lord, I should have known when I constructed the lineup today. I was wanting to steer you clear of doing this, but of course you had to do this. But
I have to.
all right, here you go.
As my partner eloquently explained several times over, isn't the job of the quarterback to win football games, Josh Allen? Isn't it the job of the quarterback to put your team in a position to win games? Tom Brady? Yeah, I'm going there. Isn't it the job of the quarterback to put his team in a position to get one of the best seeds in his conference for the playoffs? Huh? Am I missing a lesson here? No? Okay. Well,
No.
for all you Trey Lance lovers, and nothing against Trey Lance nor his
We're
injury.
still on this train. Yeah, zero.
Nothing
I'm
against
sorry
Trey
the young man
Lance
got hurt.
nor his injury. But how's that looking right now? Mr. Garoppolo, the team starter now and in the future, threw for 240 yards and did not turn the ball over once. Let me repeat that.
That's the
He
game I
threw
want him to play.
240 yards and
Yes.
didn't turn the ball over one time.
That's right.
Meanwhile,
Let the
Herbert
defense do their job and let the
Mhm.
offense make on time plays and have the QB be the distributor to the rest of that offense.
You can say whatever you want about Dak Prescott, Aaron Rodgers. I mean Rodgers.
Well, I had something to say about Dakota Prescott.
We will get to
That has been preempted though.
No, not yet. We will get to that. We will get to Dakota Prescott and the way he again in Wisconsin.
Again.
Absolutely. But it's the job of the quarterback to put his team in position to win. Guess what? San Francisco won. Coming off of a bye, they had a slow start. They turned the ball over once on a fumble by Brandon Ayuk on a fabulous play, no less. An absolutely fabulous defensive play.
Yeah,
No fault on any side. You know,
sometimes you got to give
defense,
sometimes you got to give the defense their due.
Yep,
They get paid to do plays like that.
You just tip your
for 'em.
cap.
Yeah.
But you have to tip your cap to the 49ers and Kyle Shanahan for bouncing back down 13-3. They made it 13-10. Chargers get a field goal, make it 16-10 at the half.
Let me do this right now.
And they don't.
Let me do this now for the 49ers defense. Pitch shutout ball the second half last night. Brilliant job.
2.5 sacks for Nicholas John Bosa last evening. San Francisco allowed 16 points in the first half. Correction to that sentence. They allowed 16 points for the game because the Chargers did not score in the second half.
What's up, Wise?
What's going on, Wise?
Pragmatic Prime. How you doing, brother?
They harassed Justin Herbert. They brutalized Justin Herbert. They brutalized that Chargers offense. And Brandon Staley, you got to go because you ain't Don Coryell.
I've been no. I'm not gonna go on my soapbox.
Cole, I'm already there with you.
I've been telling fools who were saying that Chargers will win the AFC West. I'm like, Brandon Staley is coaching that team. He will coach into more losses than they should with that talent. And because of them, he's going to have them sticking neutral. And unfortunately, right now, they're stuck in neutral. And the way he coaches that team, Justin Herbert, who was an absolute stud, looks like a young, burgeoning Phillip Rivers right now.
He's regressing right before our eyes, and it's Brandon Staley's fault. Can I say that word again? He's regressing. I've said the same thing about Justin Fields and Lamar Jackson. More on that in the second half of the show. But
49ers, though, wonderful job.
to put your team in a position to win. That's what Kyle Shanahan did. That's what the defense did. And just to piss off some haters, that's what Jimmy Garoppolo did. Because on the winning, it turned out to be the winning touchdown on a 3rd and 8.
Beautiful play. It was a beautiful
play. Zipped a pass to Brandon Ayuk.
Plays.
You know what that's called? That's called trust.
Plays that people do not think Garoppolo can make.
Like that one?
Yes, like that one. And you will be hearing this 2 months from now because I really believe the 49ers will make the playoffs and they will make it as the NFC West champs.
NFC West champions.
You will hear many people say, well, the 49ers will win playoff games in spite of number 10.
Oh, they said that last year until they went to Dallas and kicked them in the ass.
And then went to Lambeau and did the same thing.
And did the same to the Packers. Okay. Let me just say this. And I have said it since he's been in San Francisco. I will continue to say it now. The 49ers are not winning in spite of Jimmy Garoppolo. If you watch last night's game as closely as I did, they are winning because of him.
I think this is the issue I've had with today's NFL fan.
Ooh, preach. Please preach.
They believe an NFL quarterback should be all about fantasy football. If he doesn't throw 30 or 40 for 300 yards and 4 touchdowns with no interceptions, then that quarterback sucks. Well, not every quarterback can do that. And on top of that, not every quarterback is asked to do that. Guess which one of them that fits in the category of Garoppolo. He can do it, and he has done it. But does he have to do it? No, not with that defense and not with that running game. I mean, you have McCaffrey now, who he definitely has found his resurgence. You had Debo, who's back now, and he ran pretty well last night too. Oh, and that's right. There was a weapon that returned that was last year that did damage last year. It hasn't done much damage because he was injured.
Mitchell,
but he appeared last night and did some damage, and that's when Elijah Mitchell. When you have a running stable that stacked, why would you want your quarterback to throw the ball 40 times a game? I'm looking at you, Dakota Prescott.
Let me throw a stat out there that people don't want to look at. Elijah Mitchell in his return, 18 carries, 89 yards.
You can't answer better.
Can I say that again, please? Can I say that again? Elijah Mitchell in his return after missing 7 weeks due to an injury. 18 carries, 89 yards.
That's almost 5 yards to carry, my friend. You can you can answer better.
Let me throw this stat out there. Justin Herbert threw the ball 35 times, completed 21 of them for 187 yards. Mr. Garoppolo threw the ball 28 times for 240 yards. Oh, and on only 19 completions.
Efficiency is the name of the game.
19 completions, 28 attempts, 240 yards. Didn't throw a touchdown. Didn't throw an interception. And was sacked only once.
Didn't have to. It's I keep telling people, it's a bonus if a QB can do those ridiculous fantasy football numbers. Like the stuff we see Patrick Mahomes do. That's a plus.
It is.
What you want to see in a quarterback is efficiency and the fact that he does not turn the ball over.
And you know what the 49ers did, especially the second half? No, actually, they started this beginning second quarter.
Yeah, I'm about to say the last part of the second quarter.
Last part of the second quarter when they got the touchdown. Thank you, Christian McCaffrey,
Mhm.
with mom and dad in tow.
Oh man,
And if y'all don't know,
I didn't see
Christian's
Ed.
dad
I didn't
was a
see Ed.
fellow was Ed McCaffrey,
Oh,
fellow by
man.
the name of Ed McCaffrey,
I didn't see Ed.
who
Former
wore
49er.
who wore 49er colors.
Mhm. We people know him as a Bronco, but he was a former 49er. Former
Oh,
49er.
he had his best years as a Bronco, but he
Mhm.
got tutelage in that San Francisco
Yeah.
system.
Yeah.
Especially under Mike
Shanahan, who as the offensive coordinator at the time.
Bingo.
It was like, when he became the head coach of the Broncos, it's like,
Hey,
what
Ed.
type of wide receiver that actually has hands, could run a route, and is unafraid to block? Ed, how you doing, brother? I saw what you did in San Francisco. Come to the Rocky Mountains and win the chip with us.
And now you're seeing the same with Kyle Shanahan and Christian
How
McCaffrey.
funny. How
And
funny.
the best part is the best part is they're not overusing McCaffrey.
No,
First
they
part of the
use him
game
beautifully, actually.
The first part of the game, I will say this: the first part of the game, they were force feeding McCaffrey to see what San Diego would do, and part of the second quarter, they were force feeding Mitchell, and they made their adjustments at halftime to the tune of, you ready for this? 41 rushes.
See that?
Can I say that number again? Can I say that number again?
41 rushes in the second half.
41 total.
Oh, it was 41 total. Sorry.
41 total.
But still, 41 rushes.
41 total rushes.
That makes, being the old offensive lineman that I am, that makes me happy. When I hear a team that's willing to invest being physical, that makes me happy.
Which is the premise of the West Coast offense anyway, started by the late great Bill Walsh.
I've always said that people misunderstand what the West Coast offense is. People think it's finesse, and people think it's pass. No,
Aaron Rodgers, Dak Prescott.
No, it was originally created because the quarterback when Bill Walsh was the offensive coordinator for the Bengals back in the 70s, when they had an inefficient quarterback that couldn't really throw the ball 50 yards downfield, it's like, I'll construct an offense where yards after reception will actually matter. And so we know the guy's accurate. So we'll capitalize on the accuracy. So normally, if it's based on a short passing game, guess what the offense really wants to feature?
Which is why Joe Montana, to me, is the greatest damn quarterback of all time, and Bill Walsh capitalized on what he does best. Oh, and a beautiful play by Garoppolo in that third quarter. A beautiful play by Garoppolo in the third quarter. On a 3rd and 8, scrambled to his right and unleashed a dart for Ray McCloud, which turned into a 30. That was fourth quarter. I beg your pardon.
Yes, fourth quarter.
That turned into a 36-yard completion.
That was a good throw.
And that's for people that's for the folks that say, that's for the folks that say, oh, well, he's not mobile. He doesn't have to be mobile, fool. Matter of fact, let me get my sounds up here because I haven't put any sounds up
yet. All he has to be is elusive. That's all he has to be.
And on that play, that should tell you everything and every intangible that Garoppolo brings to this offense. As long as Cole has been the co-host with me, and as long as Cole has been on the air with me, what have I said about Garoppolo? He is the man, period. Not for stats, not for 400-yard games or anything like that. Jimmy Garoppolo is the quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers. End of story. Okay?
And he learned. He cut his teeth in the pros, being under another system where it wasn't stressed that the quarterback is the straight up star.
Right.
He is one of the cogs in the machine that makes the whole engine work.
And of course, we're speaking about Tom Brady.
So
for everyone, I still get talk to this day about the Niners making a mistake in signing Garoppolo. Well, you know what? My 3 words are as follows.
Shut up, fool.
And
see you later.
And I close with this. Garoppolo doesn't do anything spectacular.
Good.
He just does it efficiently.
And that's what matters
Garoppolo
most.
doesn't put up fantasy numbers, but the best part, he doesn't have to.
Don't care about that.
And
give it a W.
I've said this since last year when they went on that run to get in the playoffs. And it's echoed this year. Yes, the Eagles are 8-0. Yes, the Cowboys are above them in terms of record. But the most dangerous team in the NFC is in San Francisco. And one of the biggest reasons is Jimmy Garoppolo. Now, I know I'm still going to get some chip and chap for that, but for now, that's Snowman's take. What is yours? Now, can we have some coffee? Ryan McCarthy having a sip. I want to know where you found that music, Mr. Johnson, because I'm hooked on that theme now. Damn you. What's up, Mr. McCarthy? How's it going this morning?
Good morning, gentlemen. First off, I have to issue a receipt because of a tweet I sent yesterday. So, Indianapolis Colts fans, here you go. Here's your receipt.
Thank you very much. My wife and daughter will be pleased for that. My departed baby girl Donna, who was a big time she was becoming a big time Colts fan.
I had joked that somebody said that somebody sent a tweet that Jeff Saturday was starting Matt Ryan yesterday. I said, why don't you just change his title from head coach to tank commander? And they went out and won. So,
oh wow, tank! I like that.
Tank commander. You're welcome. You're welcome. You can use it. You can use it.
Look,
it's fine.
you want to tank commander, and I'm really going to piss some people off when I mention this name, Kevin Stefanski.
Oh, good Lord! Don't get me started on the Browns. How the heck you have one of the best rushing offenses in the game,
and you don't use it?
Don't use it.
One, you don't use it, and two, you make the whole rest of the team suck because you don't use it.
Can I offer another tank commander? Matt Eberflus. Oops.
He's doing a wonderful job. He's making Justin Fields palatable in an NFL offense. He's tailoring an offense to his style
by making him look like Lamar Jackson
in back-to-back home L's.
I love you for that, Ryan McCarthy.
He's Lamar Jackson 2.0 right now.
The problem I have,
Ryan, did I not mention part of that last night during my stream? Did I not mention that?
I may have gone to bed, but you may have, yeah.
The problem I have with people actually saying, and both Brian and I know a Bears fan, and we both love him. He's a cool dude.
Love him dearly.
He was like apology form for Justin Fields. I'm like, no apology form. I'm sorry. The Bears front office is putting and the coaching staff is putting Justin Fields in harm's way. The dude, and thank you, Victor, for this. I love you for this. The dude is standing behind 300-pound mannequins. I mean, how in the world can any quarterback do
300-pound turnstiles? Yeah,
right. How? Yeah,
that was the Jets' offensive line last year. The last 3 years.
How in the world any quarterback can do anything with a porous offensive line like that? So if you're gonna do wishbone offenses and say, "Oh, good Lord, the second coming of a Chicago quarterback is here in the form of Justin Fields," you're out your doggone mind.
You can't protect
and you know something that's even greater than that. I saw that apology form. Someone sent it to me. I sent it back to him with a laughing emoji. Like, I'm not apologizing. Well, why not? Don't you see? Leave him. And no,
leave Eberflus alone.
No, not leaving Eberflus alone. Listen, this is from a fellow who was born and raised. This is from a fellow who was
born and raised Chicagoan.
In Chicago. Okay, after the '85 season, that was supposed to be a dynasty.
You're about to cackle hard when I'm about to say the following.
Oh, go for it.
What what Chicagoland is seeing right now in number one, you are now seeing the 2.0 version, not really just of Lamar Jackson, but one Vince Evans.
Young Vince Evans. Yes.
Ooh. Wow, that takes me back.
And you know something? All you got to do is switch the number from 1 to 8. What about Cole? You've written shotgun with me for 5 years. What have I said about the Bears and their quarterback position? They haven't had a good quarterback since whom?
Jim McMahon.
Number 9. Jim
Number
McMahon.
9.
Yeah, and that literally got body slammed into the turf / concrete in December of '86.
And they were on their way to a repeat title.
Yeah, because they were
on their way to a repeat title because they had already locked up the Central Division.
They're about to lock. They were on the way to lock up whole field.
They actually did lock up the number 1 seed in the NFC.
Did they lock it up when they eventually did?
No. I take that back.
Oh no, they didn't. They were number 2 because that was
Giants.
The Giants
were number 1 seed,
but they were in the running for it.
Number 1 seed.
Yeah, but they were in the running for it.
They were 2 games. They were 2 games away from locking up the number 1 seed in the NFC, and they had that because they beat the Giants on Monday Night Football. They beat the Giants on Monday Night Football in 1986, and all that blown to hell.
Thank you, Charles Martin.
Yep,
all of that blown to smithereens.
One literal pile driver into the
well after the whistle.
Far after the whistle.
Egregious.
It has literally messed up that franchise ever since.
And
we're talking now 36 years.
And it led to Walter Payton retiring. It led to parts of the offensive line retiring because after they saw Jim McMahon went down, and Jim McMahon was the unquestioned leader of that offense.
And especially offensive line, they love that dude.
The offensive line stayed together.
They love Jim McMahon.
The offensive line, and this is a rarity, especially in today's NFL. The offensive line for the Chicago Bears stayed together from 1981 to 1989.
That's all right.
You don't get that.
Yeah.
The only other team in the 80s that can mirror an offensive line staying together that long was San Francisco. In the 90s, it was Dallas.
You could also argue the Giants too in the 80s.
Yeah, Giants. Also.
The Giants offensive line was
Giants
awesome
also.
Yeah.
From mid 80s to early 90s.
Mid 80s to early 90s, they had the same.
That was an awesome.
They had the same. They had the same offensive line. Let me see.
And by the way, the 85 Bears were my favorite 30 for 30s.
Yeah,
same. One of my favorites. One of my favorites too.
Left to right for the Giants in their Super Bowl years. I got my eyes closed as I'm trying to remember. My brain's not fully turned on this morning. Left tackle Jim Elliott. Left guard William Roberts. Center Bart Oates. Right guard Eric Moore out of Indiana. And right tackle Doug Riesenberg out of California.
The right side of that offensive line for the Giants in the 80s. That's where I blank.
Of course, you had Mark Bavaro as tight end.
One of the most physical tight ends in the history of the game.
And he was a quiet. They say he was a quiet dude in the locker room, but he made the biggest impact on the field.
Yeah,
and here's
great hands too, but he was physical.
Awesome hands.
A name that benefited. 2 names that benefited from that offensive line: Jeff Hostetler and Otis Anderson.
Yeah.
Why do I mention Otis Anderson?
9 minutes and 39 seconds in Super Bowl 20 to open up the third quarter.
25. And why do I mention Why do I mention Otis Anderson, Mr. McCarthy? Who was the Super Bowl MVP of Super Bowl 25?
Otis Anderson.
Otis Anderson, number 24.
What an offensive strategy! I love the fact
Bill Parcells was a freaking G. And Bill Parcells. Let me give Bill Parcells his flowers and continue to give coaches like that his flowers. Bill Parcells was a genius for plucking Otis Anderson away from the St. Louis Cardinals because Otis Anderson was having a mediocre career. I love you, Neil Lomax, but listen to me carefully.
Agreed. I agree with what you're about to say.
A mediocre career for Otis Anderson until Bill Parcells says, look, we need a bell cow at running back. And I love you, Joe Morris, but you're too little.
Yep.
Because they worked Joe Morris to death.
Yeah. Joe Morris.
They ran the hell out of Joe. I love Joe Morris.
They ran him. Yeah.
Let me.
They ran him to death.
They ran
let me
him.
invoke-
But you know what
let me
the
invoke
best thing
Bob
about
Shepard.
that was Otis Anderson being complimented with David Maggott
Yes.
having the Thunder and Lightning.
Beautiful
They were Thunder and
combination.
Lightning before Ron Dane and
Before
Tiki Barber.
Ron Dane and Tiki Barber.
Yeah.
You know, and I loved watching Giants games on CBS back in the day, especially if Pat Summerall and John Madden.
John Madden
were at
loved the
the
Giants.
man.
John Madden loved that offensive line of the Giants.
I mean, Madden loves offensive lines, period.
No, he loved offensive lines, period. But he definitely
loved
had
that Giants offensive line.
He had an affinity for that offensive line.
You know who also loved
I did
offensive
too.
lines? You know who also loved offensive lines? Keith Jackson.
Keith.
Those
did.
let me tell you
hosses
about
up front.
Keith
The
Jackson.
hosses. Yep.
Hosses up front.
The game I gave Cole, 95 Northwestern and Penn State. All you have to hear Keith Jackson say, the people up front, and he starts talking about the Northwestern offensive line.
Yep.
Which had Keith Jackson had me cracking up every time he would mention the big uglies, the big eaters, the big horses, the hogs. Okay, the hogs.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I learned that John Madden had an intense love of offensive linemen was the hogs.
The hogs.
Because he always made a point
Jacoby, Jeff Bostic, Jim Lachey.
Jim Lachey.
Jim Lachey. He was there in the 90s. This is when they went from the 2 tight ends to the 3 wide receivers with Mark Rippon, because they had the 2 tight ends with Doug Williams, and then they went to the speed game, 3 wide receivers with Mark Rippon.
I know with Rippon, Mark May was one of those linemen.
Oh, Joe Jacoby.
Oh, one of my favorite offensive linemen, period.
Joe Jacoby and another offensive lineman I mentioned often, Jesse Sapolu, played 3 different. Actually, Jacoby only played 2. He played right tackle, and he played left guard for most of his career. Jesse Sapolu played 3 positions and was an All-Pro at all 3 positions: left guard, center, and right guard.
Yeah, that dude.
Can we give Russ Grimm some love?
Got
the Grim Reaper.
Yeah,
got to.
Grim Reaper.
All 3. He was there for all 3 Super Bowls.
Got to.
That's
but the Hogs line, that was the first time that was the first time I understood that John Madden had an intense love of offensive linemen.
I think Grim provided the key block for Riggins's run.
Oh God,
Super Bowl 17. I think Grim provided the block on 4th and 1 that sprung him loose. I want to say it was Russ Grimm who provided that block, but the other names that we mentioned, the Giants offensive line that we mentioned, left to right for San Francisco, and this is where San Francisco was most dangerous because remember Super Bowl 23, they lost Steve Wallace to a broken leg on their first offensive play, so bring in. And here's one of my favorite names of all time, one of my favorite offensive linemen. And Cole, you know this name well. William Bubba Paris out of Michigan. So they bring in Paris, and they had a platoon at left tackle between Bubba Paris and Steve Wallace until Paris retired in 1991. Only the great coaches like Bill Walsh and Bill Parcells and Mike Shanahan could think of a platoon at left tackle.
One of the most important positions in the game.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm reading Russ Grimm's Wikipedia page, and it's quoting Don Warren, who's a tight end. He says, Russ Grimm would swallow his dip by halftime and throw up on somebody's shoes.
Yep.
And I didn't realize this. He was up for head coaching positions at several teams. He could have been the Bears head coach. He could have been. He's in consideration for the Steelers head coach job after who's it? Cowher left.
Oh,
Cowher left. Yeah. And then they gave Tomlin the job instead. But yeah, it worked out pretty good. They got 2 Super Bowls out of it.
Yeah. But see. This is the kind of stuff, this is the kind of football talk that we used to have in high school, and no one would dare put a microphone in front of us. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Or really? Speaking of football, let's throw some congratulations out to the Toronto Argonauts.
Oh, I was going to say
and the Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
before you go there, I was going to say, without playing a game yesterday, congratulations on the Jets on becoming the first place team in AFC East. No, they're not. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
But they're the second place team in the AFC East. So
only by half a game.
That's
only by a game. That's
hey,
okay.
McCarthy, cheers.
6-3. You have a shot at the AFC East crown, and you already beat the team that's ahead of you. So yeah,
so hard to believe that Buffalo has an 0-2 division record.
Yeah, that's
it's hard. It's hard for people to. It's hard for people to believe that the 49ers are 3-0 in the NFC West.
Here's what's so messed up about the Bills' losses: one loss is by 2, no losses by 3, and yesterday's losses by 3. So they have been blown out.
8 points.
8 combined points equals their 3 L's.
You know,
but yes, 2 of them though in the AFC East. Yes,
0-2 in the Bills. 0-2 in the AFC East. And it's hard to believe people, and I've had Seahawks fans come after me yesterday after they took a big fat L in Munich, Germany.
Dummies.
That they're thinking, oh, we're still going to win the NFC West. Really? Given the fact that the 49ers with half a team kicked your ass in week 2. And one of the stats of the day, do you know the 49ers are 3-0 in the NFC West?
Yeah.
3-0.
Yeah,
in the NFC.
Yeah,
I know you guys know. I'm talking about the people with the chip. Cole, this is for you. The chip and the chap.
Yeah.
That want to talk stuff about Frisco still trailing by a half a game.
Yeah, well,
half a game.
Well, they beat that team. They trailed half game 2, and oh, by the way, they spanked the defending world champs twice. But yeah,
and listen, I can't wait to have Playmaker on tomorrow morning because. We may
I did not want to talk about that soft team.
Oh my gosh,
that resides in SoFi.
Then I'll put it.
They have no business losing to the Cardinals at home.
No, they don't.
Softness extraordinaire.
SAWFT soft.
God,
soft.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
Soft. Okay.
And the peculiar thing is that McVay has gone on record saying, "Yeah, I'm going to be retired when Stafford, Aaron Donald, Matt Stafford, Cooper Kupp, and Jalen Ramsey are all gone." He may not even last. I don't even know if he lasts the season. If this team is imploding,
this team is looking worse. I agree. They're looking worse by the snap.
They lost to the Cardinals at home.
They got their butts handed to them by the Cardinals at home. I'm like, how do you allow this to happen? How?
I have a friend who lives in Seattle, loves talking mess to me. At the top of the season, they were barking at me, talking about, oh, we're going to take over the division. And the simple sentence I put in her face was, but Geno Smith is your quarterback. Yesterday, after the Bucks beat the Squawks, I repeated my sentence. I said, ... but Geno Smith is your quarterback. And she goes, shut up. And then a few minutes later, she says, Jimmy Garoppolo is your quarterback. Well, after the 49ers won, I sent a message. I said, yeah, difference is Jimmy Garoppolo is our quarterback. What the hell is Geno Smith to you?
I'll say this. Geno Smith, wonderful job yesterday. 23 of 33, 275 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no picks. Wonderful job. Oh, there's one important factor missing. He took an L. Oh, you can.
I'm sure my co-host will be very disappointed for tomorrow's taping for sure. He's a Seahawks fan.
Oh, then I gotta come on and just talk all kinds of mess.
Well, interestingly enough, tomorrow is the taping of the 100th episode. Unofficially, unofficially we have 120. Unofficially, we have 123 in the bag, but this is like officially 100.
Congrats, man! Congrats.
Okay, Wise was right about the Jets. ... so far, and I hope they kill the Patriots this
I
weekend.
will say this like my
That's the last hurdle.
Absolutely.
I will say this like my father has said to me when I would brag like this. He said, "All right, son, don't pat your back so hard that you get a nosebleed."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Don't pat your back so hard you pull your arm out of your socket either.
True. And so many people, so many Seahawks fans, as I said, were coming after me because they know I'm a 49ers fan, talking all kinds of stuff. Hey, the Seahawks are 6-3. Take a pause on that. 6-4 now because y'all got smacked in Munich, Germany. And after the Seahawks lost,
I'm actually was proud of the Bucks. They actually found their running game. Oh my gosh!
Not only did they find their running game, they used it.
I'm so proud of them.
Used it well.
They actually smacked the Seahawks in the mouth. I'm proud of them.
Wait till they see San Francisco's fully loaded backfield in 4 weeks' time.
I'm proud of them.
That's all I gotta say.
Oh,
that's all. And yes, I'm talking already. Wait till they see San Francisco's fully loaded backfield in 4 weeks' time. Matter of fact, I'll go as far as to say the magic number for the 49ers to win the West is 2. Beat Seattle, split against the Cardinals. That's that. And by the way, Rams.
As you now own the I'm sorry, let me do this right. As you now own the National Football Conference Western Division cellar.
I had to hit with that one. And I know a lot of Rams fans are screaming,
No.
And again,
No.
And in case you're thinking about a repeat,
Stay off the weed.
It's legal in California, I believe.
It is.
That's most of Southern California. I know that. That's most of Southern California.
Oh, Coffee with McCarthy, Coffee with McCarthy is brought to you by Club Shay Shay's brand new peaches and cream latte, happily served with cinnamon.
I thought it was by cinnamon.
Happily served with and by cinnamon.
And by cinnamon. Read that again. Cole, read that again. Okay. Read that again.
Coffee with McCarthy is brought to you by Club Shay Shay's brand new peaches and cream latte, happily served with and by cinnamon.
And to couple it, I'll couple it with this.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Oh, you guys forgot my sponsor.
100, bro.
You forgot my sponsor.
Which one?
Your sponsor?
Penis 15 water.
Oh, what? Yeah, I was trying to find it. I was hoping you were going to say it, Ryan, but I was going to fight it. I was saying, oh, you mean this one?
Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson is brought to you by Penis Water for the ebbs and flows of life. Trust Penis 15 water.
Bottled at the shores of Lake Minnetonka.
Oh my gosh.
What in the all types of blue hell?
I was saying that in my mind when Bass actually mentioned penis water.
You know what? We improvised that one. Because I had Bass record that Friday morning.
You did.
And the next thing I knew, that Monday, when I'm getting ready to roll with a segment, and Cole hits me with that.
Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson is brought to you by Penis Water for the ebbs and flows of life. Trust Penis 15 water.
The only thing I wanted to find, I said, I gotta find an image that typifies yellow water. And when I found it, I was like, there we go.
There's your commercial right there.
Thank you for the copy that you wrote, Ryan. I totally appreciate that.
And thank you to Chris Bass for putting
putting
the voice
VO
to it.
The voiceover
and you,
was priceless.
Mr. Johnson, for your evil genius. For your evil genius. That's Coffee with McCarthy this morning. It's presented by Casey's. Get your day started the right way with Casey's breakfast special. Get a drink and a breakfast sandwich for only $4. That's Casey's General Store. And yes,
Deal.
I'm working on them being a big time sponsor.
I'll take it.
I think we all will.
So tonight, bellyupsports.com's on Belly Up Sports' YouTube channel, I'm going to be prognosticating the rest of the season for the Jets. And tomorrow, 7 o'clock on our YouTube channel, no credentials required. We're back for would be unofficially episode 100.
Congratulations.
Jets, Jets. There, I said it.
Just enjoy the season.
Yeah, exactly. And y'all better enjoy the rest of the season. Thank you, Ryan. We love you, brother.
Thanks, boys.
Thank you, man.
Where the heck are you going? Hour 2 starts right about. Let me see. Carry the 2.
Now, on your mark, get set. Let's go.
Cause we take this job so serious.
All of it between two people and 4 nostrils. All of it was gone.
LeBron James is pure, unadulterated trash as a basketball player and has been for 20 years. We don't want to see that. Wait a minute. We don't want to see
bro. Number 420. YSL. Number 420.
I had to do it. Oh man, I thought I missed it.
What in the all types of blue hell?
This is Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson.
Hour 2 thereof. Where did you find that? What in the all types of blue hell from Chris Bass? Which episode was that?
Oh man. Oh gosh. I can't remember the.
Because when you put that promo together and you ran it, I was in the hospital, and I had just about fallen back to sleep, and all of a sudden I hear Bass go, "What in the all types of blue hell?" And I almost literally fell out of bed laughing.
That I will say this. That one actually was by a happy mistake, and the reason why I say that is, I think I was piecing together another bit on for the SITM program, and I had that program. I actually had that program's MP3. And of course, I pulled the Bron part from another episode, and I remember I played it, and I think I heard it. I heard the what in the all types. I was like, "Oh yeah, that's a great punctuation. That's a great exclamation point to this. Perfect." So
And then you got the video of the logos flipping in midair, and it's blue, of course.
Right.
What in the all types of blue hell? What?
I was like, "Oh, that's perfect. I can grab that, match that with bass, and of course, the rest was the finding the right seal and having the right,
of course,
clap noise." But
I know it took you a while to find that clap noise because when you did that chair, you did it live on the air, and I recorded it.
Yeah.
And then the next day I hear I'm like, oh hell. I showed that promo to not only my wife, but a couple of my kids. And they immediately asked me the same thing. Were you the evil genius that came up with that? I said, nope, my partner did this one. And I can guarantee you, some of my kids don't even know who LeBron James is, and they are like, they just looked at me and they said, "Perfect." They just said, "Perfect." And there's another thing. When you did, what promo was that? When you did Get Over Divorce,
yeah,
and you did the second half of that ad starts, I could have swore I heard perfect from Street Fighter 2
Mm-hmm.
in the top part of that.
Yeah.
Did I hear that correctly?
Mm-hmm.
Because you started to play the music, and all of a sudden I hear perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I fell out laughing. I said, this evil mother. Then of course there's last week when last Thursday I kept telling you push the button, and Wise is worried.
What button? What button?
Like, push what button?
What button? Oh my God, no.
As soon as he said push what button, I was done for the remainder of that segment. I was done for.
I was like, okay, now that's it.
And I have that sound too. I'll have to send it to you. I have that sound.
I was
Push
like, yeah,
what
that.
button?
I was like, no. So that segment now is set. Now I have to worry about actually cracking up in it, and I failed.
I will take fault for that.
I'm like, doggone it, I failed. I'm like, ah.
I knew you were trying not to crack up. I knew you were trying not to. I knew you were trying not to crack up. Here's where the button came from. It came from this. Hell. It's like I always.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Do not do it. Do not press that button. I don't care. It's Friday. You can talk about them. It's fine. Do not play the clip. Do not.
Now I have to. I thought Cole was going to fall out of his chair again. Because when Gotta Go, Gotta Ho happened, he did fall out of his chair.
Yeah, I did.
Do not push that button. And then, after I played just the intro to You Know What, this happened.
What I ever do to you? What I ever do to you?
Well, what did I ever do to you? I don't know how you saw. I don't know how you heard that.
Whatever do to you?
What's up, Deets? Deets is in the house with us.
What's up,
Congrats
Deets?
to LSU for clinching the SEC West. Yes, indeed.
Yes.
I mean, I'm sitting there getting my thoughts together, and then I hear Wise go, well, "Whatever do to you?" I'm like, oh hell, I can't do it now. Not with that.
He timed it so well. I'm like, oh no.
Like, now I have to play it.
Thank you,
What did I
Wise.
say? What did I say to set you off in laughter last Thursday?
What was it?
That made you break character.
I cannot remember.
For once, Cole broke character. I don't know how.
Because I know my brain was thinking about so many other things. Because like I said, I think I pop myself too much when I come with my own material. Because I'm thinking, okay, because I know for a fact I'm rolled up here. I'm thinking, let me say, how can I Lawrence Tanter, Maggie Jensen, and Carissa Adela-Jabila?
Yep.
And so I did it. And I did it to the point where I cracked my own doggone self up. And so every time I would think about it, I'm like, oh, Lord. And so I think it was when I got around the time when I was actually going to do the Maggie Jensen, Carissa Adela-Jabila part.
It's your own fault.
I greased the wheel for me to break out of character. Yeah.
It's your own fault by invoking Lawrence Tanter, one of the greatest PA announcers ever.
Yeah.
Into this. It's your own damn fault.
And I was like, oh Lord. And I had to.
Yeah, and I know how you feel, because there are things that I think about, especially when I was flying solo. There are things that I would think about, and I'm just going, I can't do this. there's no way I'd be able to do this. And then someone would mention the exact thing that was in my head,
and
that was that.
And I think that's what happened. Because I can't remember which one I did first. I think it was Carissa Adila Jabelim. And I think you said, all right, Lawrence Tanter, and I think that's what did it.
Okay. I mentioned Lawrence
You mentioned
Tanner.
Lawrence Tanter, yeah. And I was like,
Lawrence Tanner, the longtime PA voice of the Lakers. And I hate saying fakers for them right now, because if you look at, I may as well go there. If you look at the Lakers now compared to when they played in the Fabulous Forum, who's the one voice besides Chick Hearn?
Yeah, Chick Hearn's the only.
Who was the one voice that was constant for them?
Yeah, Lawrence
Tanner. I know Lawrence has got to be forcing the excitement, and I know a lot of people in a certain group are going to get mad at me for saying this, but I don't care. There's a difference with Lawrence Tanner announcing Magic Johnson, James Worthy, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Kobe Bryant, and Shaquille O'Neal than him announcing LeBron. He has to fake that excitement.
Yeah.
Am I far off target with that assessment? Just listen to him. You have to fake it.
I mean, this guy has announced Kareem, Magic, Kobe, Shaq. I mean, how could he?
James Worthy.
Yeah, James Worthy, Byron Scott. I mean, I can go with other names he has mentioned.
Yes.
In intros. This, I'm going to put it out right now. This rental.
Go ahead.
This absolute rental is something I don't think he can emotionally invest in.
He is a rental. He is a rental, man.
He can't emotionally invest in this rental. I mean, this guy is a straight up mercenary, and he's proven it 3 times already. And unfortunately, now he's proving it the very 4th time in the city in which he announces all these players. How could he?
You can't get excited for that. You just can't.
And forward in his 20th season from St. Vincent St. Mary's, Akron, Ohio, number 6, LeBron James. Okay.
I mean, how do you get excited for that? I've asked that question for 20 years. And I didn't mean to slip, but hell with it. It's already out there. How do you get excited for that? How? To the point where when he was in Cleveland, and I want to know if anyone else caught this. Do you remember how the guy who used to introduce the Cavaliers, not the PA announcer, but their hype man, would go from St. Vincent, St. Mary before LeBron James would jog out? What does that sound like?
Oh, easily. From North Carolina, not guard 6'6", Michael Jordan.
Didn't it? You want to talk about a fraud? There you go. I'm not chasing ghosts. Liar. That's a damn line, you know it. You can't say it goes for 20 years. No, people, he's his own. I will not cuss, but I'm close. I'm close. I'm close. And you know all the Faker fans were like dropping messages in my they were dropping me messages this morning. Hey, we got our 3rd win of the year. Your Warriors didn't win last night. Okay, so we're 0-7 on the road. A, we're still defending champs. And B, we kicked your ass in game 1 of the season. My season's made. I don't know what you're talking about.
And see, it's still November.
It's still November. Thank you.
And we're not even halfway through the season yet. We're not even in 2023 part of the season yet.
We're not even a quarter of the way through the season yet.
We've only made it through. We're not even made it 1 month yet. So, okay.
Nope. Not a full month, not even a full month in, and people are still talking, and people are talking mess.
And oh, by the way, the Warriors, correct me if I'm wrong, sir. Didn't they win only 51 games last year?
53.
53. I'm sorry. They won 53 games last year. Now that's not great shakes in the regular season. But that's the same team that went on in June to win the most recent World Championship.
That you just said, who is the last team standing?
Yeah, the Warriors were the last team standing come June 2022. So all they need to do is just get in.
They
be healthy enough and get in. That's all they need to do.
They get in, it's on after that.
Yeah, be healthy enough and get in.
Good evening. Oh, by the way, let's take this.
And now, the starting lineup for your world champion Chicago Bulls. And forward, from Clemson, 6'10", Horace Grant.
When the cameraman couldn't find his angle. That's how big it was in the Chicago Stadium.
From Central Arkansas, Scotty Pippen. The man in the middle from San Francisco, 7'1", Bill Cartwright. A 6'2" guard from Iowa, DJ Armstrong. From North Carolina, at guard, 6'6", Michael Jordan.
And they want to make this guy out to be.
Oh,
you want to make this guy out to.
Oh, you mean they want him to be?
Oh, God.
Ladies and gentlemen, LeBron James is still the best basketball player. It's making me nauseous just saying it. In the world.
You're a stupid dumbass.
You know your damn role and shut your damn mouth.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
You cannot say filth, flying filth in front of people.
Right.
Euphoria.
One more.
Bitch, please.
Bitch, are you for real?
And the coup de grace. Did you say summon, Victor?
Oh, Jesus. You guys are Latina and Callie joining us this morning.
How you doing, Latina and Callie?
How you doing, Latina? All right, a break, and then I have a double take on the position of quarterback. And there's a few I'm going to put in the conversation to back up what I said earlier this morning. Back in a flash.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Have you had a chance to visit the brand new Snowman in the Morning shop yet? You haven't? Then what are you waiting for? Go to our new web address, snowmaninthemorning.com/shop. That's snowmaninthemorning.com/shop, where you can shop for all kinds of items like a coffee mug, a t-shirt, a sweatshirt, a book bag, and everything else that you need to have the same outfits and the same gear that the crew has. And with each purchase, you will be helping the Snow Strong initiative. We got a lot to do in a short time to get there. Go to snowmaninthemorning.com/shop and get the same stuff that the crew has. And when you do that, tell them Snowman sent you. Thanks. This is a BS3 Network presentation. Politics.
They'll write the law, but they'll enforce it differently. Is that going to apply both ways?
Religion.
God never said that we can't reason together. Matter of fact, he said, let us sit and reason together.
Relationship.
I believe that everybody wants and needs somebody.
From a man's perspective.
They say, girls, if I put some polish on that and get him to buy some different clothes, girl, he could be a winner chicken dinner.
Join the thought engineer.
There's nothing wrong with me developing my piece and you developing your piece, but understand the goal is to come together.
And comedian John Yogi.
Negro, I don't need you putting on no chapstick up there in the pulpit. You do that over there in your chair.
Get ready for
Monday.
Live every Monday at 7 p.m. Central.
Steph Curry, Tim Anderson, Jordan Alvarez,
And it's caught! Debo Samuel with the catch! Michael Jordan consents.
The throw just got the king!
BS3 Network.
The hottest of hot takes. The coldest of cold hard facts. This is Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. Weekdays at 8 a.m. Eastern. Check your local listings for your viewing and listening pleasure.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
My bride's beautiful voice. Official SIT Morn is the ID that you need. That's official SIT Morn. If you feel so compelled, please drop us a Cash App so we can help build the station, the studio, and yours truly can support his family, which includes Dr. K, with Cole Johnson and the chat, which is lit up this morning. Snowman here with you. And before we go down to Carolina and get some perspective on pro sports there, I have a double take.
Okay.
Note the evil smile on the snowman's face.
Oh, Lord.
I'm waiting. Justin Fields, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. You're seeing the regression right before our eyes. I don't care what the stats say. I don't care what some of the video says. The fans are promoting this regression by showing the stats of, give an example, what Justin Fields did yesterday. Yeah, he had another 100-yard rushing day. The Bears had another 200-yard rushing day. There's just one problem. They lost.
Ow!
The Bears had another 200-yard rushing day at home. One problem.
Another. Ow!
Lamar Jackson being held back by Greg Roman. I've said that for 2 years, and I'm going to continue to say it until we see another offensive coordinator, because Greg Roman's going to be the reason Lamar Jackson doesn't get another playoff victory. He won the unanimous MVP in 2019 for what? And what happened in January? And then there's the curious case of Josh Allen. Wasn't even supposed to play yesterday. Played good until the final snap of regulation. Until the snap of the end zone. I beg your pardon. Not the final snap of regulation. Until the snap of the end zone, where I better lean back. I don't want to yell in people's ears. Simple quarterback exchange.
Simple center quarterback exchange.
Led to a fumble. And it eventually led to the Bills taking a what? So to those three quarterbacks, until you improve your quarterback play and actually get a quarterback's coach that actually knows what they're doing, get ready to take out your CTA cards and hop aboard the L train. Because that's about all you're destined for in January.
Ouch.
Let me throw another quarterback in there, and this is one my partner alluded to earlier in the program. Mr. Dakota Prescott. And I'll throw somebody else in there. I'll throw Tom Brady under the bus. I'll throw Aaron Rodgers under the bus.
Oh, you said Tom Brady?
I said Tom Brady, damn it.
Oh, well. D. Willie had to drop this off real quick.
Oh, okay. Then I am going to drop something in return. Mr. D. Willie, I know you love Thomas Edward Patrick Brady, or however the hell you say his name.
Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr.
Who gives a damn? Who gives 2/5 of a half of a damn about Tom Brady? Certainly not me.
Well, one Mr. Rod West does. Brady is GOAT because Joe Montana got forced out the Bay. Tom Brady left the Patriots and won a championship first year with the Bucks. Sir, Brady also got forced out. My bad. I'm sorry. Continue, sir.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. I love that. For you see, for those of you who don't understand why I'm throwing all these quarterbacks under the bus, because Jay Spivey said it best, and he'll say it in 6 minutes. The most horribly coached position is quarterback, because you don't have pocket passers anymore. You don't have folks like, Jimmy Garoppolo that actually knew when to run, and folks like Russell Wilson who is having a sucky season this year that actually slide, perhaps, maybe, kind of, sort of, maybe. You see, the other thing that these quarterbacks, and I'll mention them again, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Dakota Prescott, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Justin Fields, you know what they're not equipped with? Matter of fact, let me do it this way. I never thought I'd do this, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
I'm sorry, my bad.
You saw something, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Okay. No point made. By the way, let's do this Final Jeopardy style.
Okay.
Bing! The one thing that Thomas Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Lamar Jackson, Justin Fields, and Josh Allen are not fully equipped with. 30 seconds. Good luck. You figure it out yet? Nope. Okay, I'll give you another 30 seconds. Now, I know a lot of you are going to say, when I give the answer, are going to say,
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
but my partner will agree, and Andrew just said it, they're not equipped with a running game.
And yes, in some cases, protection too. But yes, a running game.
Let me say it again. They're not equipped with and I'll add a word, consistent running game.
And Victor, you and I are like that with this.
Again, no protection leads to Justin Fields
running for
his life. And I will make a bold prediction. After his rookie deal, Justin Fields is out of there because the Bears will never solve that offensive line.
That's if he's still playing, and I hope he is.
I hope he is too. But he's out of there after that rookie deal because the Bears are not going to protect him by putting an offensive line in front of him. The Ravens are not going to protect Lamar Jackson by not equipping him with a running game and an offensive line. Josh Allen, do I need to say any more? Tom Brady, Dakota Prescott, Aaron Rodgers, do I need to say any more? So until you actually realize that y'all need a consistent running game, nothing else matters. That's why A, the 49ers are the most dangerous team in the NFC. And B, the AFC will not have a front runner because there's no team in the AFC that can consistently run the football. And I'm talking about with a running back that can tote the ball at least 25 times. Now, again, and this is where I pick on Drew, people are going to have and they're saying,
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
And the great part about it, I don't care. Truth hurts, doesn't it? Matter of fact, about the truth to a lot of people,
it is stinky.
But that's what you get for not having a consistent running game. KP says, don't discount my Bengals. Same thing.
I would love for them to run a little more. I would love to see Mixon run a little more.
Until you see the offensive line improve, Joe Burrow is going to get.
I would love to see Joe Mixon running more.
I
think that would help Joe Burrow more than anything
Joe
else.
Mixon's a bell cow of a running back. You need to give him the ball.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people are still saying to me,
"You tripping."
That's
you
the
ain't
sound
in that
that
case.
broke Cole. That's the sound that broke Cole last.
That
Thursday.
was
it. And I'll say it again. People love to tell me
you tripping
when I'm talking about a running game. And I know Pizzle's not going to be happy with me for saying this, but even though the Dolphins are 7-3, they have 3 capable running backs and they're not using them properly.
I don't think A Pistol will disagree with you on that point, actually. Because I agree. I don't think they are using them enough. And
they're not using them properly. Now, I know Ken fans are going to tell me, you did yesterday.
Yes,
first
you did.
First game in 9 that you did. But I still got people telling me,
you tripping.
I'm not tripping. I just know what a good offense
why
looks like.
The Giants are 7-2. Yes, we know.
They're
also second place in the East. Yes, we know.
And it doesn't look like what I'm seeing lately. Sorry. I never, ever doubt teams that run the football consistently. And for those that don't, That's all you're going to get. So until I see different, the regression train is driven by Lamar Jackson. It'll soon be driven by Josh Allen. It'll soon be driven by Dakota Prescott and Justin Fields. And all four of them are going to suffer some kind of debilitating injury unless the teams actually grow a set and fix the offensive line. Until then, the era of the RPO is done.
Lord, I hope so. I know it's not, but I hope so.
Oh, and people want to say, well, you don't say that about your 49ers. Does the name Colin Kaepernick mean anything to you?
Because that is actually what ushered in this era.
I mean, playing through injuries is one thing. Regressing as a quarterback, which Kaepernick did after his Super Bowl season, is another. And I don't need to mention Robert Griffin III.
Couldn't complete one healthy season.
For those of you that love to tell me
you tripping,
I also know what I'm talking about. Look up the numbers since you want to lean on stats so much. Look at the footage since you want to lean on that so much. That said, that's Snowman's double take. What is yours? Oh, and all you Cowboy fans / Dakota Prescott fans.
You suck, you jackass.
Oh, so the Cowboys are Super Bowl bound, huh?
Bitch, are you for real?
Say that part again. About the Cowboys.
Oh, so the Cowboys are Super Bowl bound, huh? You tripping. You go to a team that was 3-6. They lost 5 in a row. They couldn't execute offensively to save their lives. And they played the best game of the year against
and beat you in overtime.
The Packers offense played the best game of the year. Oh, by the way, they happen to have found a new weapon in the process.
Mm-hmm.
Christian Watson. We didn't know anything about him, but we know a lot about him now. 4 receptions, 107 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Thanks to a secondary that got burnt crisper than black toast.
Wait, hold on. Hold it. You mean they got burnt crisper than...
It's bacon!
That bacon was so stiff, it wasn't even funny. Like, man. Cooked. I mean, the secondary got cooked.
You know what's bad? My wife asked me, who are we pulling for, the Cowboys or the Packers? I said, can the game end in a tie? And she starts cracking up. She goes, okay, I know why you want the Packers to tie, but why with the Cowboys? I said, what's the last word in your question? And she thought about it. She says, yeah, Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
I rest my case.
Oh, and for those Cowboys fans, I'm sorry. We got a little time. This is going to be really quick. Cowboys fan, you all need to have a little chat with yours truly, because it seems to me that you all need one of these. And it's going to be very quick.
And now to return the favor, cook.
And it's going to be very quick. Dak Prescott is a better quarterback than Cooper Rush. Do not have the thought process of, oh, the Cowboys are losing, let's put Cooper in, because I knew Dak sucked all the time. No, you did not, because 2 months ago, you were on that same train with him saying he's being disrespected, the team's being disrespected, and he's the best quarterback in NFL, and that they're going to go to the Super Bowl at number 4, and there isn't a team alive that can play better than him, because he is the guy who's going to take us to our 6th Super Bowl ring. You're lying through your teeth. Because
that's a flying lie.
Because that uber confidence you had 2 months ago It took a messed up thumb and a loss at Lambeau for that to erode fast. And now you want Cooper Rush, who can barely complete 20 passes in a game. And it has to be because the playbook is shrunk that short. But you want him because you think that you're going to win. But that's the same guy that when the Eagles lord over the fact that you got beat by them 26-17, oh, the Cowboys weren't fully healthy because Cooper Rush wasn't the caliber of Dakota Prescott. Well, now you have Dakota, and now you have to eat this L. Understand that Dak Prescott, good quarterback that he is, he's not the guy that's going to take you to the promised land. That defense will, but guess why they won't? Because Mike McCarthy is doing Mike McCarthy things. You have a running game that's good, use it. And that's why Dakota Prescott is your guy, but won't take you to the promised land. Eat that and not want Cooper Rush to be the guy to be your signal caller. Idiots. Yes, Mr. Nosebleed, you said that too. I'm sorry. We welcome in, as we always do every Monday at 9:35 in the morning, one Mr. Jay Spivey. As we do Spivey Notes. How you doing, man?
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you doing?
Doing good, doing good.
I posed a question to Jay in a message this morning. Why do professional sports exist in North Carolina?
Well, there is one good sports team, but they don't get any publicity whatsoever on this side of the state, at least.
Is that the Hurricanes?
The Hurricanes are pretty darn good, and they get nothing.
Nope, they don't.
But the two teams in Charlotte are a dumpster fire.
You know that area.
Charlotte Hornets and the Carolina Panthers.
I'm sorry, but you know that area does not give a crap about hockey.
Mm-hmm. No, they don't. And that's bad because Carolina actually, the Hurricanes actually have something that the Panthers and Hornets will never get. A championship.
And they actually have leadership in that organization.
Thank you.
I mean, the Hornets, I looked last night just to make sure about this. They have the fourth worst record in the NBA among all these other horrible teams. The fourth worst.
And people still like them. Why?
I guess because they're an NBA team in the state they live. I guess that's the only thing I can think of. Because I hear so many apologists out there every single year and day and week and month.
Yeah, a few of which we both know.
Yeah.
Quite well.
I saw him on Saturday, as a matter of fact.
I'm sorry. Where'd you see him?
At a high school football game.
Does he actually know what he's doing?
Well, he showed up late. I don't know why he was late, but he showed up late.
See, thank you. Thank you. I must relay this story. When I was working for that guy,
I believe he was doing yet another radio show during the game and showed up late.
How many times, Jay, you, Jody, Cole, everybody in the chat have always told me to watch my schedule? How many times have y'all told me that over the years?
I think we've forgotten how many times now.
And I've paid attention. See, Cole tells me all the time, and it started back this season. If it's game night, get your rest.
Yep.
Isn't that? Yep. That's what Jody tells me all the time. Whether it's Friday or Tuesday or Saturday, if it's game night, get your rest. which is why today I have a PBA game to call, and I'm going to shut it down for a couple of hours before I knock out my interview with Drew and do this game. He's doing too. I have an award now. The Doing Too Much Award.
Nice. Nice.
I actually saw this on a show on ESPN, and it applies here. I mean, it's the Doing Too Much Hall of Fame. I was in there for the longest time until cancer tried to kick me in the ass. Now I've pulled back. I got no choice but to pull back. I want to stick around for a while.
And not only that, you don't have the ego that some people do.
No, it never did. Never did.
And that's a problem with a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy this entirely too much to have an ego. I must relay this story. When I was working for Tobacco Road Sports Radio, covering a blue chip basketball league, high school basketball league, I knew he was there in the morning, doing a all-day live stream of the games, and I understand that. But he told me with my first game being at 4:00, I did 2 usually, that he wanted me there he said no later than 3:30. Jay, you know me. Cole, you know me. I'm there at 2:00.
Yeah.
I'm there 120 minutes prior to broadcast start time. And I may as well go ahead and let the cat out of the bag. It's so half-assed.
So one way of putting
it is. I mean, I could do a better broadcast blindfolded without half the material that I have. I'll give you a best example. I asked Cole to do an intro for me the first game I did Jennings County football. He produced the intro. I loaded it that night and ran through it. And I didn't have my best stuff that night. But I got there 2 hours early. I got my ass up in the booth. I made sure everything was set up and running properly. And when it wasn't running properly, what did I do? I shut it down and I reset it.
Yes, you should. As a pro should.
Well, this guy ain't a pro.
Wow.
Well, this guy, listen.
Wow.
Let me bring up another point.
And Jay seems to co-sign with you on that. So goodness gracious.
Jay and I have run into this guy.
Oh,
I
wow.
actually worked for this guy. I actually worked for this crook.
Oh,
Let me
so
put
you
it
said you
another
had
way.
another story. Yeah.
But Cole, you've seen me on game nights when I post pictures. What is my usual attire? Shirt and tie.
Normally shirt and tie, or if not a shirt and tie, like a polo shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But the key word is professionalism.
Yeah.
And that's for the ass crack that loves saying professionalism and putting it in quotes about this show. More on that later. I showed up to a championship game in the Blue Chip Basketball League in a shirt and tie. And this fool had the unmitigated gall to say to me, he's the CEO of his company. He's not going to show up at work in a shirt and tie. My brain thinks,
shut up, fool.
Because Jay, we've talked about this off the air, in particular in the past month, because Jay Spivey keeps me motivated with all the pictures that he sends me. I already know what I'm going to do Saturday night, and I asked my wife to join me. I'm going to be suited and booted. I'm going to be fully prepared, and we're getting there at 5:00. It's a 7:30 tip, but we're getting there at 5:00. I'm bringing water. I'm bringing more water. I'll have my stats. I'll have my rosters. Here's the bad part. And Jay, you're going to get such a kick out of this. 2 years ago, when I did the Blue Chip Basketball League, I walked in with lineups.
And I bet you knew how to. I bet you were prepared and could pronounce everybody's name too.
Oh no, the dude's that unprofessional.
Worse.
Wow.
It's not just that. I hear it from a lot of announcers.
Yep.
But be it radio, TV, podcast, or even a PA.
Mm-hmm.
That's unprofessional.
Oh, extremely.
That's being unprepared
and unprofessional. Yeah.
Failure to prepare.
The least you could do is pronounce somebody's name right.
Failure to prepare
is preparing to fail. Yeah.
Victor can vouch
if
for
you're
me.
Especially the high school football or basketball.
Yes.
And
yeah.
If you mispronounce said person's name, or
Oh,
how
gosh,
embarrassed do you think that kid is,
the
or the family?
parents. Yeah. The kid and the family. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And even the team to a certain extent.
Well, of course.
When I covered Lewisburg College for the half year that I did, I followed all of my rules in my own handbook, which means getting pronunciation of names correct.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at the roster and listened to this guy. He in the game that I listened to, he wasn't even close.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I mean, it was bad. It was bad to the point where I turned it off. And y'all know I'm a radio rat. Y'all know I'm a sports radio play-by-play junkie. I've done interviews with some of the best in the business, including Bill Schoening from the Spurs, Travis Demers from the Portland Trail Blazers. And Cole, since we are not allowed to talk baseball, who is this?
That's driven deep to left center field. Gardner is going back, looking up. See you later. See you later. Astros headed back to the World Series.
Who is that?
Oh my gosh, my brain is straining. It's Robert Ford.
Correct.
I hope you're kidding about not being able to cover baseball.
No, he's not. Oh no, we do cover it.
We cover it. I was told by a certain person.
Yes.
And you know who that person is.
Oh yeah.
That fans don't like to talk baseball.
No.
Which is a lie.
We cover it, but I've heard Brian say this on many occasions. It's like, yeah,
listen,
we are not allowed to talk baseball.
I saw the commissioner last night, Rob Manfred, on an interview with Bob Costas on MLB Network last night.
Mm-hmm.
The ratings went pretty high up this year compared to other years for the World Series.
Mm-hmm.
Not
and
surprised.
Amazingly enough, the World Series game on the Thursday night the week before last between the Phillies and the Astros rated better, which was a streaming service, rated better than the NFL game.
Yep.
Between the same two cities.
That's right.
So don't give me that nobody cares about baseball. And I know the NFL is a behemoth. I get that. I love the NFL as much.
They are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they are.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a pretty big feat when you beat them on the same night.
Yeah.
With the same two cities.
And especially now, for those who don't know, I actually work on behalf and for USA Today. There was a story that we published, I think it was the Thursday prior, where it said that how the NFL has usurped Major League Baseball and not having them have baseball games in the World Series be hosted on Sundays.
Oh, that's exactly what happened. No question.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly why the World Series was set up the way it was this year.
Yep.
It was obvious. It was obvious.
Yeah.
Too obvious.
Yeah. Major League Baseball is like, look, you own Sundays, NFL, that's all yours. Yeah.
We'll just take every other day.
We'll take every other day, but Sundays are yours.
Because of that, you're playing on Fridays, which used to never happen.
And that used to never happen. Exactly.
It sure didn't.
In fact, Friday would be their travel day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Friday would be the travel day.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even try unless there was a rain day, I guess, in the ALCS.
Mm-hmm.
It was.
Yeah, that they had to play on Sunday, but otherwise they didn't do it. They didn't even try.
And I'm not, and we're not supposed to talk baseball. Why?
Well, I don't even talk about just baseball. Just look how other sports have completely changed their schedules because of the NFL.
Yes.
NASCAR used to finish Thanksgiving weekend. Now they finish the first week in November.
Give me a
PGA finishes basically in August now.
Right.
Yep.
And they start what they call the new season in October, which is BS. We all know that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, there are other leagues. MLS is finishing earlier now.
Give me an A. Give me a C. Give me a K. Yeah.
And people who don't follow the NFL like we do, they don't understand this.
No, they don't.
No, they don't.
No, they don't.
And I heard this the other day, and they're right. I guess it was Michael Wilbon that said this on PTI the other day. Listen, we all love college basketball. We do. But the fact college basketball starts the first week of November is ridiculous.
No, it starts. That's
nobody
far too
cares about these games
until maybe mid-January.
Duke's playing Kansas tomorrow night. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Nope.
People really don't care about college basketball till maybe mid-January.
And I'm pushing it these days.
And I'm saying that's a stretch. I would probably even go so far as say the latter part of January.
It has become such a tournament-centric sport that people really don't start caring until after the Super Bowl's over.
Right. And that's now the middle of November. February. We're talking Valentine's Day now.
Yeah, exactly.
Which
now the Super Bowl's in a week later than it used to.
Which that is actually true because normally with most of college basketball, they try to schedule the first time the big time rivals meet up with one another.
Right.
Around that same time period.
Right.
Middle of February. Yeah. So it makes sense.
Well, even the NBA, after their, they'll schedule most of their high profile games after the NFL season is over.
Right.
And then that debacle they put together on Christmas Day.
Well, that's another thing. Then that used to be an NBA day, almost exclusively.
Yes.
And now, because of the last couple of years, with Christmas being on the weekend, the NFL's cutting into that.
Oh yeah, and they're gonna cut into that this year.
The Christmas Day NBA broadcasts are a farce. Can I just say that aloud?
Well,
please, you can say it again for all I care.
It's a farce.
Well,
it's a farce.
It's
a
supposed
freaking
to showcase
farce.
these teams. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Dallas is done on this year, correct? From
Dallas,
the NBA, I mean.
The Mavericks.
I don't think they're on. I could be wrong. But,
I don't think they are. I'm trying to debate if they're. I'm trying to debate if they're home against the Lakers or not on Christmas Day.
Let's find out.
Give me a second.
And if I'm wrong, I'll fully admit it. But I seem to think I remember seeing they were not on.
Okay, so let me get to let's see.
But I have a bigger point after you guys find this out. I apologize.
No, that's okay.
Don't worry about it.
December 25th.
Don't worry about it.
All right. So the slate is as follows, and
There's
Dallas.
a
Yep, in fact,
They got the
Lakers
Lakers
at
Mavericks.
Dallas.
Okay,
And that's a 2:30 tip.
I stand corrected then. Okay,
2:30 tip.
I stand correct. So what my main point was being, you see a lot of these games are on, especially the TNT games are usually the better games than the ESPN games.
Ain't that the truth?
In my opinion, except for maybe Kevin Durant, and I know he's not the same as he was, but he's still LeBron. I know most people feel differently about this. The two best players in the NBA are not American born.
Oh, I agree. And
Antetokounmpo
and
Luka Doncic.
Yes,
and I think that really bothers a lot of people, and people don't want to acknowledge that.
It don't bother me.
Don't bother me at all.
Them dudes are studs. It doesn't bother me at all.
Why, if you really care about basketball, and a lot of these fans say they are, why do they get offended by it?
Well,
they don't care.
Well, you
they
live.
Don't care.
You live in an area. You and
listen, I brought this up on set. I brought this up a year before last on the Said Person's radio show, and everybody on the panel laughed at me.
And that led to you being canceled off that radio show.
That probably did.
But the funny thing is, man, both you and I live in states where Americana is shoved down our throats.
That's true.
Yes.
Very much true.
So when you have that ideal, yet when something else is something else presents itself to be better, but it's not from the United States, of course they're gonna thumb their nose at it.
Yes.
And I'm like, in this case, you really are not a fan if you're gonna say Luka and Giannis aren't the two best players in the NBA, but you want to have somebody else there who is American. You're not a fan of the sport.
You guys know as well as I do. That day, everybody's going to be talking about the Lakers. They're not going to be talking about the Mavericks.
And of course, the two-time defending NBA MVP.
Meanwhile, the Lakers have won 2 games this year.
3.
They did win last night.
Okay.
But they won that third game without LeBron. So
they beat the Brooklyn mess.
What that tells you all you need to know.
Exactly.
About the Brooklyn mess. That they lost to the Lakers.
They lost to the Faker. They took an L to the Los Angeles Faker.
So what does that tell you the Friday before last when the Nets lost to the Hornets in Charlotte? I mean, the Nets beat the Hornets in Charlotte.
Ouch.
Yeah.
That's all it tells me. Ouch.
Ouch is a wonderful
come
word.
on. And they're talking about bringing this guy back? You know, I keep hearing say he's going to be out the whole year. No, he's not. The Nets are going to bring Kyrie Irving back. We all know they are.
They're just trying to time
They need the talent. Yeah, they need the talent that he possesses.
They need the talent because they're not making the playoffs this year, and they're trying to time it for all the press releases.
And it's not even just the Nets. He's been coddled his entire life.
Yeah, totally.
And like I told you guys last week, you know he drove Mike Krzyzewski nuts.
Banana nuts. Banana nuts.
Brian has often said about Kyrie whenever he talks about his stint at Duke, Kyrie's stint at Duke, he has often said, Krzyzewski was like, man, don't let the doorknob hit you in the ass on the way out.
Exactly.
Because we didn't really need you.
No.
And it was proven they didn't need. He played a grand total of 11 games at Duke University. 11.
Well, that's carried over to now where he barely
and
played.
Krzyzewski shook his hand. Krzyzewski shook his hand. Okay. And as soon as he headed toward the door, he whispered to himself, don't let the door hit in your ass on the way out.
That's exactly right.
We'll leave it here. Jay Spivey joins us as he does each and every Monday morning. And we're going to talk more about this next week. And I know I'm going to have some motivational pictures from Jay. Thank you, buddy. We love you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Have a great week.
You too, brother.
Before we go, we have our call of the day, courtesy of KNBR Radio, courtesy of the 49ers Radio Network, I beg your pardon. Greg Papa does the honors, and so does Christian McCaffrey.
They're offsides. Handoff McCaffrey to the goal line. Touchdown! San Francisco. The 49ers have their first lead of the night.
And it turned out to be a victory. 22-16 was the final. We got more stuff for you tomorrow, but for now, for everyone in the chat, thank you for joining us. For Cole Johnson and myself, have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move, and always remember, if your dreams don't scare you,
and they are not big enough. And check out Stuck Up On My podcast. You will see a familiar guest. He will return to it. The one and only Drew Willingham will be on, so you can support Wise and D Willie as well. And don't forget, later on this morning, Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson Plus, D Willie, and of course the Snowman. That's at what, 105 Eastern?
105.
Yes, what that 105 Eastern. So looks like D Willie's gonna be a busy man this day. And thank you guys for the chat. You all are absolutely wonderful. All of you.
You all are awesome.
Thank you for making us dream big and do bigger.
And right now, I'm going to crash to make sure I have the energy I need. Have a great day, y'all. We're out of here. See you tomorrow.
Peace.
back into Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson, the hottest of hot takes and the coldest of cold, hard facts.